if there is such thing as shortcut in boxing, it's film study. The reason why I say that is, I'll give you a fighter, for instance, everybody knows of, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had the luxury of having Bill Caton having the largest, before he passed away, having the largest fight library. What you see now in the ESPN Classic was his. So Mike would stay up, up in his bedroom and have access to all the great fighters, Rocky Marciano, Georgie Joe Walcott, Mongoose Archie Moore. And he would sit in amazement and watch what the greats did. And he was so excited what he was watching and learning that he would apply it into the ring. That's why he had such amazing balance, punching leverage. And that's what really propelled him that much faster. Of course, it was a great team. In my opinion, Team D'Amato, Team Tyson, the first team, true team, Team D'Amato was the best team I ever put together, I believe, in the way they took a raw Mike Tyson and developed him. But my point, too, is it was his access to those fight films. And as a fighter, and I can tell my guys, I just got done telling them, with basic defense, study like a Winky Wright. He had one of the best defenses of the 90s and early 2000s, and all he did was keep his chin tucked, elbows in, hands up, block punches. The basics done very well. Watch how the greats, watch this fight with Tito Trinidad. He was a little bit faded Tito Trinidad, but watch how he took him out of the fight, hands up, beat him with a jab. Watch this fight with Shane Mosley. Watch what the greats did against great fighters, and you apply that in your own training. And then that's the shortcut, and that's what helped propel you that much faster. We do what we do in the ring. We do hard training in the ring. I do a lot of teaching here. I break everything down. But to really speed everything up again is to send the fighter home. Give them names to study, like Sugar Ray Robinson. I'm serious. We go way back. Fuck Floyd Mayweather, and I'm not hating on Roy Jones, but Roy Jones didn't have nothing to offer. They were just very athletic. And they haven't really beaten anybody that great. You got to watch what the greats did against great fighters. Sugar Ray Robinson, Benny Leonard, Henry Armstrong. I can't even think here. All those guys, Willie Pep, Will the Whips. They beat a lot of great fighters, and watch the skill that they displayed against those greats. Come back into the gym. That should excite you. That stimulates your training. You work it in and you're sparring. That's what sparring is about. Not to go in there and war again. It's to go in there and work on these things. The things that you study on those films, you bring into the gym and you work on. When you're at home, Bill Miller, a very old school and underappreciated trainer from Ann Arbor, Michigan, made James Toney. James Toney in the 90s was a brilliant fighter. To this, I don't give a shit. Anybody. So a lot of the people I know boxing will say pound for pound one of the best fighters ever. Not up in the top 5 or 10, but he had a very distinctive style. Bill Miller had him study all the all-time greats, and he'll tell you, James Toney, who are your idols? Archie Moore, Georgie Walcott, Ezra Charles, all those guys. Again, Henry Armstrong, Sandy Sadler, all those guys. There's so much on YouTube nowadays. Fuck watching all that silly shit. Get on YouTube for those of you that really want to get better in this sport, and search for them, put their names in, and watch the abundance of knowledge and fight films out there that you can apply to your own training. If you really want to get better, faster, in a good way, faster in a good way, not the shake and bake fake way. Study those fighters, study those fights, and you'll be set.